say in this life, there's two guarantees, death and taxes. Well, everyone agrees. But if you're like me, two things seem much more certain than paying dues to government and drawing that final curtain. Death and taxes, no two things have much more certitude. The rich get richer and we get screwed.
This is more than fair. He's asking you to buy your apartment for the exact price he paid, or you can vacate and he'll sell it.
Vacate? I'm homeless. I'll be a bag lady, a Fendi bag lady, but a bag lady.
Okay, it says here that you have $700 in your checking account.
I just paid my credit card bill.
And $957 in savings?
We've all heard the advice, dress for success. The only problem is, without a little success, it's hard to afford the dress.
You need to buy the best car you can possibly afford. I don't care if you have to rent it for a weekend to impress the boss. Borrow your friend's car for important events. Lease it. I would recommend the BMW because all the coolest people, all the most hip, edgy, modern, successful, young people drive BMWs. Don't get the 3 Series. At least get a 5, a 6, or a 7 Series. You might be able to pass with a 3 Series if you had the M3 or maybe the 3 convertible. But try to get the bigger, better ones. People will know that those are more expensive and that you're obviously better than they are. I have a 760 Li. That has a V12. My car tells people, this guy's important, get out of his way, he's got things to do. Now here's a common misconception. The house doesn't really matter as much. The car, it matters. Spend more money on your car than you do on your house. More people see your car. You're not taking everybody from work to see your house. I don't care if you live in the ghetto. Drive a Beamer.
Dunleavy found a handful of ways even we can play the part without breaking the bank. Here are some surefire ways to look rich but live cheap.
What you wear can actually have an impact on how you're perceived by your coworkers, clients, or even your superior. What you're basically aiming to project is an image that's professional, competent, and dynamic. Wearing unflattering colors, ill-fitting sizes, or inappropriate styles can actually have an impact on whether you will advance in your career or not.
Emily?
Yes?
That's all. It's just the cavalier disregard for...
You've heard it for years. The better you dress at work, the better you'll be perceived, and the quicker you'll advance. To learn more about the importance of dressing well at the office, we spoke to a veteran human resources consultant.
Good, bad, right, or wrong, I have seen numerous instances where people got promoted that tended to dress better.
Are you wearing the
Chanel boots? Yeah, I am.
People don't realize how important dressing is. I think we tend to think, oh, it's dumb, it's really not that important, who cares? Well, it's kind of like a resume. With clothing, it's the very first impression someone will get of you before you even have a chance to open your mouth.
Play the part. No one will ever think you're of the chosen ilk if your elbows are on the table. Trim your hair, nails, and polish your shoes. Never be rude. And remember the adage, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. If you never do, they might think you can.
Do you have any other income besides the column?
No. But I was chosen as New York Magazine's best pick for city columnist. I was the pick over Pete Hamill.
What about your assets outside the bank? Property? Stocks? Bonds?
No.
I'm sorry, Miss Bradshaw, But you are not a desirable candidate for a loan.
Donald and I love real estate. I love real estate. I think it's the best thing going, better than sliced bread.
Debt is a great thing, and to be big and to be very successful, debt is a very useful weapon.
When it comes to debt, 28-year-old Tracy Skorumsky is an expert.
Definitely felt overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed by the fact that her credit card bills ballooned from $9,000 10 years ago to nearly $18,000 today.
I wanted to strive to do better every day. I want to do better every day. I liked a good life. Like I tell the story of taxiing underneath your jet. You know, I was in my jet, but it was a little Learjet. And I look up and there's a 727, and I taxi under it. I said, "Holy mackerel!" You know, it's big boys and their toys, but nonetheless, it inspired me. I said, "Okay, I'm in a Learjet now. It's time to step up."
Skorumsky says she and thousands of others are victims of an overly aggressive credit industry.
It's ridiculous that, you know, it's kind of like a guerrilla warfare tactic that they have.
Consumer advocates say the problem is that for the last 30 years, banks have been allowed to set up shop in states that permit sky-high interest rates or have no limits on fees. Banks, in turn, charge their customers in other states whatever they want.
Whatever makes you feel better about yourself, stronger, more confident, to want to do better. And I think really that's the issue. And we're at the stage of our lives right now, to ask for more is not really it. But to do better, to feel better about ourselves is still important. It is very important. Right. So that's why I don't like saying live below your means and scrimp and all that, because, shopping is fun. Nice houses are fun.
The American Bankers Association tells CBS News the banking industry is extremely concerned about consumer debt levels. But consumers also have an important role by weighing credit opportunities carefully based on their own financial goals, behaviors, and needs.
After assessing what little assets I had, I realized I would have to change my lifestyle. Excuse me, can you tell me how much the bus is?
$1.50.
Really? Wow, last time I took the bus, it was like 75 cents. You know, for $3 more you could take a cab.
Why do you have to take the bus if you're on the bus?
My thoughts exactly.
Here's a part where you can sing along with me too. The rich get richer, and we get screwed. In the halls of Congress, two types of folks exist. Nobody and those who can afford a lobbyist. If the poor have things so bad, goes their summation, why don't they use their wealth, influence, and power to change their situation?